Character I will be discussing today is Dory from the films Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. This underwater animated adventure film following the journey of a clownfish and his friend Dory attempting to rescue his lost son was released in 2003, with its main audience being young children and families. As a result, the depiction of mental illness in the film may not be as dark or as accurate as a film as a film more geared towards adults would be. The diagnosis in question for Dory is anterograde amnesia, which is a condition in which the subject is unable to form new long-term memories, most often due to damage suffered in the brain's hippocampus. Because of the comedic nature of the film, if Dory were to go to a therapist to get a diagnosis, it is doubtful she would get any meaningful assistance with her condition, and instead be subjected to whatever the butt of whatever joke that the writers cooked up. In extremely conservative cultures, mental illness is generally not perceived with sympathy or even as existing, so amnesia would definitely not be diagnosed or would be diagnosed incorrectly in many cultures. Going off what Richard J. Allen writes in his paper, Classic and Recent Advancements in Our Understanding of Amnesia, because memory is so important to our sense of self and finding our place in our culture, the idea of losing it is incredibly frightening yet intriguing, leading people to perceive those who suffer from it with both extreme sympathy as well as curiosity. Patients with anterograde amnesia might face stigmas in that they might think that others are faking their symptoms or associate with Alzheimer's disease and view the patients as old or aging like very quickly, which are both inaccurate and should be dispelled quickly. Dory demonstrates a multitude of symptoms suffered by people with anterograde amnesia, according to the DSM, such as forgetting recent events and repetitive behavior. When Dory introduces herself to Bruce the shark, she does so several times, forgetting that each time she's already introduced herself. And in addition, when they meet the three fish to help them navigate through a trench, Dory continues to ask them to repeat their names and facts about themselves because she forgets them almost instantly. As stated by the article, the nature of anterograde amnesia and retrograde memory impairment after damage to the medial temporal lobe. Those with this disease cannot recall important news events that happened after they suffer the disease. Similarly, Dory is unable to recall such important information. A symptom Dory did not demonstrate throughout the film is headaches or other pain throughout her head. In order to treat Dory, I would implement this treatment plan outlined by Melissa C. Duff in her paper, Successful Life Outcome and Management of Real-World Memory Demands, Despite Profound Anterograde Amnesia. When treating patients with issues recalling information internally, it is best to move important information to remember to external sources. In Dory's context, this could be things like writing notes for her to remember how to do things or color coding repetitive activities she has to do through things such as underwater plants. There are no ethical concerns for this treatment. However, getting paper and pen underwater might be difficult. Other fish might not be so accepting of her struggles and be unwilling to implement this plan should Dory require it. This disorder is made out to be less serious of an affliction than it actually is, while at the same time over dramatizing what people usually do suffer in real life. The level to which Dory experiences amnesia is a lot worse than what most people actually would, but at the same time, because she's a fish, it's written off more as comedy, and the effect on her life is not quite as profound. In general, films increase our understanding of disorders by allowing us to get a close look through the lens of characters we go to love and who are afflicted by real disorders we would have never thought about otherwise.